Hello, I'm Cassandra and welcome to Bookworm Delectables. Today, we'll be making a tart in honor of Han Solo in the Han Solo Adventures from all these books by Brian Daley. Han Solo at Star's End, Han Solo's Revenge, and Han Solo and the Lost Legacy. We'll be making the Millennium Falcon in puff pastry. And oh, it's going to be delightful. Han Solo is quite a character, you have to admit. I mean, how many guys end up with a fluff ball, a fuzzy ball for a partner, Chewbacca, and he's working with him. They're working because he doesn't want to work for the corporate authority. Who really wants to work for the corporate authority making a minimum wage? He'd rather do other things. He walks around with jet juice on his sidearm, on his side pocket. There's another way of life, and life is very hard. These books, they were written in 1979, and it's funny the way they reflect life today. That's what makes them so interesting, at least to me. He talks about, they talk about how little they would make, and he makes so much more money doing what he does now. And so, at Star's End, Han Solo has some puzzles to figure out. Some of which he has to figure out because the person who would be figuring them out, well, he died. He's in charge, so it's left to him to figure out the answer instead. So what's a guy to do? He's in charge. He's the only other person left to do it, so Hans is going to do it, right? Yeah, sure, he can do it. He's done everything else. He keeps the Millennium Falcon going. That's the kind of guy he is. That's why I'm making this tart for him. Because he keeps things going and somehow he keeps fighting to keep going another day. So let's get started and get that tart in the oven. For this recipe, you will need puff pastry. You can either use homemade or buy some like I've done. Some parchment paper, a stencil which I'll have linked down below, an egg for use for an egg wash, and I'm going to use some blueberry jam as well as some fresh blueberries, which I'm not showing, which I'm also going to cut up and boil in with the jam. So I have these blueberries in this container and I'm going to cut them up and put them in this bowl over here. And then I'm going to mix them in with the jam on the stove and make them more of a jam consistency, and I'm sure it'll make it much sweeter. Actually, I'm going to add a little more sugar too, but that'll need to be added. Because why just add jam when you can, why just use jam if you can use fresh blueberries? Here, we're cooking like Han Solo is cooking. When left with their own devices, with what's left in the refrigerator, in the cabinet, we're using what's available, and then we're coming up with a plan. And then we're just seeing what we can come up with. And we're making it suit our purpose. And hey, whatever happens to come out, that's the plan. we just make it come out the way we want it to come out. You know, we maneuver it in our direction. Okay, I put the jam that was in that little container into the pot. I'm going to put that on low. Now I'm going to add the blueberries. And I'm adding 1/8 cup of sugar. Now we're going to turn the heat off and let this cool and prepare the crust. Take that off the stove. Okay, so I have my stencil here, my pastry dough here upside down with the paper on top, and this is my pan with the parchment paper. So you don't want to touch the ink to the pastry dough. So I'm going to cut out the stencil of my design. I'm going to cut out the outline. Yeah, it needs a little work, but not looking too shabby. I mean, it's not like finished, it's not done baking. It's missing its circles on the top. Okay, so here's the Millennium Falcon. Now all that's left to do is to do an egg wash. So I have my egg all beaten up. I preheated my oven to 425 degrees. And I'm going to put this in for 15 to 20 minutes or until it's golden brown. I can't wait to see it come out. Don't come off. We'll just pretend that didn't happen. I mean, there's a fix for that. Here is the Millennium Falcon I made. Isn't it pretty? Not that Han Solo was like a pretty Millennium Falcon. A blueberry tart Millennium Falcon. Something edible to munch on. You'll find the recipe information in the description box below. If dining on this delectable edible suited your fancy, perhaps you'd enjoy reading Han Solo at Star's End, Han Solo's Revenge, Han Solo and the Lost Legacy, all by Brian Daly, or the group together in one package. If you make this recipe, this lovely Millennium Falcon, hashtag it with Millennium Falcon and with Bookworm Delectables, so I can see your wonderful, delightful Millennium Falcon Blueberry Tart, because I'd love to see your designs. Perhaps you'll do this design, or you'll try something else that's just as clever. Please like and subscribe. I'm an avid reader and would love to hear of books or recipes you'd like me to make. Please put them in the comments below, or let me know via Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or Tumblr. I'm sure you have fantastic ideas. I'm just waiting to hear them. Or you could also let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Bye.